give a spell that makes me the best lover she's ever had.
Oh.
I know it's not going to work, and I'm going to give her 2 seconds.
Wow. Yeah.
And then when it doesn't work, I'm going to blame her shitty spell.
Oh.
And then I'm going to be like, maybe we can try again tomorrow or try again whenever, right? Whenever I feel like it.
Oh, she's going to be she's really a pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't know what to do with that.
Do you fucking think this chick?
Spell.
Exactly. Do you think this chick wants to go around town telling people she's a shitty wizard?
But couldn't she just say like, oh yeah, it was amazing. You were the best lover. Couldn't she just say that?
Then great. Then I keep coming back.
That's a win for you.
Then I win anyway. Welcome to Divorce with Friends, the podcast that reminds you if you get an unfortunate nickname like Mike Bukkake or Johnny Jock Sniffer and my mom doesn't get the joke or thinks that's your real name, there is no chance in hell I'm going to correct her until she introduces you to my entire family. With that, I am Bobby Vito, and joined as always, my friend, my colleague, my partner, Tom. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. New jacket today.
Love the jacket.
We're going to get into it.
Triple plus. Amazing jacket.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into it, yeah. But how are you? What's up?
I'm doing pretty well. I have a couple life updates.
Ooh,
exciting times. So people love
They love them.
my life hacks.
Yeah.
Right? So I have, if you remember, if you're a new listener, right? You can go back and find this in the archives.
Tom, we have a lot of listeners, so.
We have a lot of listeners. And if you're a new one, I have a whole sleep routine that we talked about, right? Where I have like the
hostage tape,
the breather. So if you think about wellness, right? Wellness, being a healthy person.
Yeah, you're very healthy.
Is it like well, I'm not, but we'll get to that. So there's a Pareto principle, right? It's kind of like an 80-20 thing, right?
Yeah.
So where 80% of the results are based on 20% of the stuff that you do, right?
Of course.
But that 20% of the stuff, Bobby, is a real pain in the ass, right? It's like you got to go to the gym. You got to eat healthy, right? You got to sleep. So I don't like to focus on that.
Yeah.
Right? That's all. It's a lot of work. I prefer to focus on the 80, and I just pick off different parts of the 80 and then spend a lot of time on those and get very little results, right? Like with sleep, like the mouth tape, right? So my newest thing, so I am going to the gym. I'm trying to be less fat, right? We're all riding our horses.
You're good. This is a very
better.
This is a Tom-centric episode, so don't worry.
Okay.
Your flowers are coming.
Okay, good. That's exciting.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to get less fat, trying to go to the gym. So I start taking creatine. Right?
Yeah.
Creatine, miracle drug, right? Because creatine, everybody talks about it, right?
Everyone.
So I'm taking creatine, and I start, and I say, oh, there's creatine. You can take it as like a powder that's gross, or as gummies.
I have the gummies.
And I take the gummies.
Gummies are good.
So I take the gummies, but there's a problem. You want to check your gummies.
Oh, boy.
Because I start taking the gummies, I'm like, this doesn't feel like anything.
I know.
Why does anybody take creatine? So then I see a thing, because, we talked about the algorithm. I'm trying to get healthier. So the algorithm's like, oh, this fat piece of shit's actually like interested in fitness. Let's show him some fitness.
A bunch of shit.
One of them says, there's no creatine in these gummies.
That's, what brand? Do you know
like all of them, they tested a bunch of them, and there was like no creatine. Right?
Did you buy them online?
So it's like a scam. Yeah, I just Googled it, looked on Amazon, whatever. So I'm like, all right, and that's like life, right? It's like, oh, I think I can have the powder or the candy. I'll take the candy. And now I'm just some asshole who's eating candy every morning, right? I'm not going to get any creatine out of it.
Dude, I bought some at the gym that I go to.
Yeah.
And I had the powder, and he was like, oh, you should try the gummies.
Yeah.
So I bought the gummies, and I left them in my car.
Yeah.
So they melted.
Yeah.
So it's like a big glob.
Wow.
So I was like just taking bites of a big fucking glob. I'll show you I'll show you when we're done. It's just a glob of like melted, they're from like Bucked Up or something.
Yeah.
I'm just eating a glob of them and putting them back in the bag.
Okay. The good news is it's not gonna have any creatine in it. So I switched to the powder.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how much to take, right? And they say the standard dose is 5, but there's a trend now where you
load it.
superdose.
You load it,
Not just, but like load for. They used to say like, oh, you load and then you do this bullshit.
Yeah.
And this is like being in shape is like a part-time job, right? It's like you have to you gotta track all your fucking macros and all this bullshit. So this is part of it. So I'm like, all right, but then I'm like, all right, well, let me see if you should load it. And I get a video, right? The algorithm, treats me again. And this woman, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, And she's a doctor, right?
She has an MD, or is she a
doctor?
Is she a doctor of English? Is she like Joe Biden?
She's a doctor, and she's online,
Okay.
and she's on a podcast, obviously. So she must be important.
Yeah.
So she says you should superdose. She's like, oh, it's got cognitive benefits, and it like helps offset sleep and all this shit. So
Sounds like she's reading off the package.
sold, Rhonda Patrick. Let's go. So now I'm like Pacino and Scarface. I got fucking creatine out my ass. I'm doing 20 milligrams of creatine every day. I feel great. I have better energy. Everything's going
So
great.
that's good.
But then
You bought cocaine.
I come down, and now it's a whole other.
His nose bleeds
No.
like crazy.
No, it's creatine. It's definitely creatine. It's good creatine. So then I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get like these gastrointestinal issues. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
okay, yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And I'm changing my diet because I'm trying to eat better. I'm like, oh, I'm eating a lot of eggs. Maybe it's the eggs. I try not eating the eggs. Wasn't the eggs. And then the algorithm again is like, hey, Tom, here's another thing about creatine. And now another doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Peter Attia.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, you don't need a superdose creatine. That's all bullshit. You should take 5 milligrams. And even at 5 milligrams, people get gastrointestinal issues. I'm like, fuck. The gastrointestinal issues are probably the mounds of creatine I'm taking.
Because I think your body can only hold a certain amount too.
Yeah, because it's but then I Google it, and they're like, oh, for some people it's fine after a couple. But now I got 2 conflicting doctors.
Yeah.
And I have to try to figure out, what am I going to do? You know?
You want to know the secret to losing weight?
Yeah.
Cocaine and don't eat.
Yeah, not eating. So I'm not going to do those things.
Okay.
So
Okay.
what I'm going to do is
I'm just gonna say it.
I'm going to stick with the creatine for a couple weeks and just kind of muscle it out.
Okay.
I had kidney stones. I was fine.
Yeah.
So this can't be worse.
I
than
think
kidney
they
stones.
now say creatine's good for you.
Yeah, no, they say it's like a super. It is like it's kind of like a miracle thing. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it gives you more strength when you work out.
Yeah.
So once your muscles hit that sack, by the way, people are gonna watch this video. They're like, "What the fuck is this idiot in the fucking pink jacket talking about?" But
Is the guy who doesn't like you A? Or
yeah,
whatever?
A.
that
By the way,
guy.
I never
He's
posted those
He's gonna
photos.
have a field day with that.
But I did have abs at one point, and I was taking tons of creatine.
no, you're in very good shape. You're a fit person.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
But it gives
Fills
you
your muscles with water too, like swimmies.
yeah.
Like
You get like you get like good bulk, and when they hit their saturation point, you can lift more. You have more strength, and I could tell the difference when I was off of it. And the only reason I was off it is because my divorce is costing way too much money.
And
so
the creatine's expensive.
And creatine is expensive.
It's expensive.
Yeah. So every now and then, when I get like a little bit of money from like my Nana, who sends me like a check. Actually, take that back. Nana doesn't send me a check. When Nana sends me cash, I'm gonna edit that out. So Nana sends me cash. I'll
Trip over creatine in the alley.
Yeah, when
creatine
Joan
falls off a truck.
Yeah, when Joe on the Bone is like, "Hey, I found some creatine for you," I'll do it. So I do. I think you're doing great.
I think so. I'm gonna stick with it and just power through. So if I have to take a break in the middle of this, that's probably why.
Okay.
So that was one.
Okay.
Second life update.
Oh boy.
Second life update quickly.
Yeah.
Still trying to be fit.
Yeah.
Trying to have self improvement.
Sure.
My wife and I started playing pickleball.
Pickleball is everywhere.
People love these are my right. I'm a trend follower.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're playing pickleball. We did the intro to pickleball class.
Oh.
And probably because of all the creatine I'm taking.
Yeah.
I think I'm like really good at pickleball.
Well, you're sneaky athletic.
I'm sneaky athletic for a fat person. That's like a
But like
I
sneaky
move
athletic.
pretty well.
When you play baseball, you're very good at baseball.
Yeah.
Basketball too.
But I have a palsy of a muscle. I can't see. I see double. I got a whole thing.
Oh, that's right. Tell people how you drive.
I drive kind of like my head tilts naturally.
Yeah.
And that's a problem in pictures sometimes. And I have to close one eye sometimes.
First time I drove with you,
off-putting
I was
for
like, "Why are you
people?
driving with your head crooked?" And you
Yeah.
explained that it's the only way to correct your
I
vision.
see double right now. Like
Yeah.
I see a face and then kind of like a blur.
It's
like
very unfortunate for you to see
Yeah,
double
yeah.
of me.
It's a lot. But that didn't help in baseball. It's tough to track a pitch as you get to higher levels when you see two.
Maybe you could see the spin better though.
Nope. that
double the
wasn't the
spin?
case for me. Nope. It was 0.
You could hit though.
Yeah, I don't know. I was all right until I maxed out, right? Like, but anyway, so the so pickleball. But you don't play. There's no positions in pickleball. You kind of like move around. So I'm very good at like the slam.
Yeah.
And if that were like a position, if I could stay in that spot,
Yeah.
I think I'd be really good. But to round out the other stuff, I'm gonna have to keep taking creatine. But I may leave the podcast to become a professional pickleball player.
Can't have that. Are you competitive though? I don't think so.
I am and I'm not. Like
Your wife is competitive.
She's very competitive.
Yeah.
She was actually getting like so she played tennis in high school. She's like a really
Yeah.
good athlete. And the guy was like, she's not very coachable. The guy was like trying to tell her what to do, and she was just like, all right, pal.
Because you know what I heard's happening. At like all these like I call them country clubs. I have no fucking clue where you play pickleball.
Yeah.
So all these like old men were playing pickleball.
Yeah.
And now like the young kids are showing up to play, and the old men can't play. And
No,
they're like,
well, that was
get
I
the
thought
fuck off
this
my
was
lawn.
like a rec intro to pickleball class,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna be all old people. It was like half people my age or younger.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It was like people. It's pretty fun. It's like it's not a lot of activity. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to run that much, which is good.
It's good.
But yeah, so
I love it for you.
anyway, it was pretty fun. So that's my life updates. Yeah.
So I had a really rough 2 weeks.
Okay.
We won't get into it, but
Yeah.
they were really rough. And with that, Tom,
Yeah.
I feel like while you were playing pickleball and you were like, hey,
Just run around.
don't bother me. I'm doing my
Shit my brains out.
creatine.
Try to take some creatine.
I was like, yeah, I'm eating food, shitting my pants, taking creatine, playing pickleball. I am going through the most creative spell of my life because I feel like what happens with me, and I think you get the brunt of it.
Yeah.
When I go through stress,
Yeah.
I get on my computer,
Yeah.
and I edit and I make a ton of videos and
Yes.
a ton of content.
Yeah.
And 80% of it,
Yeah.
80-20 rule.
Yeah.
I know 80% of it will not get through the Tom filter.
Different 80-20.
And I always I do it, and I think you know I do it.
Yeah.
I do it knowing it's not going to get through
Right.
past
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm pitching something to my dad, like a trip without adults,
Right.
that I know he's not going to go for.
Yeah, yeah,
but there's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a chart and a graph,
Yeah.
and an explanation of why he should
Yeah,
let me do
sure.
it. And I know he's not going to let me do it, but I'm going to put in the effort
Like,
anyway.
hey, I'll take a flyer.
Yeah.
And if not, it's a catharsis, right? Probably
So
makes you feel better.
I think what happens is I plan, and you help me plan this too. So it's not like I'm saying this by myself, but like I have the board, so I can fuck around more than you can.
Yeah.
I plan 2 podcasts. Okay. So I plan the podcast that I want.
Yeah.
And then there's the podcast that I think we're going to get. Right. So that 80% that I'm like, hey, check out this video. I really want it. And then I get Randy Jackson memes back. I think I'm going to pass on this one, dog. Or that's a hard no for me,
no for
dog.
me, dog.
And then I'll say something like, my lawyer thought it was funny.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
I'm like, maybe
yeah.
that'll work. And then it's like a hard no.
Well,
for
that was we
Tom.
talked about the abort outtake, right?
The abort outtake.
It's kind of like that, but in text, form.
So
repeatedly.
So I think the only one I was able to sneak by you was from Podcast Milfy from Fury Pod Mother. Mm-hmm. So she knew what we had. I had a really rough couple weeks.
Yes, yeah.
And she sent flowers. And did you read the card?
No, I didn't. What
So
was the-
she sent those flowers on the table.
Okay.
over there. They're kind of wilting now, but they were beautiful when they came.
Wow.
And the flowers, the card said, and I put it on Instagram, and then
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh, it wasn't from Hollywood." People were like, "What happened?" It was from the Fairy Pod Mother, and she said, "Tell me again, flirty." She
Okay.
she knew what
Yeah.
she was doing.
Oh,
She wrote, "She sucks."
Wow.
So do I.
Oh,
But I do. No,
but
she
not-
sucks. She sucks, but I do too.
Yeah.
And then 8 XOs. So XOXOXO.
Wow, yeah.
So
She was the XO.
obviously the she sucks, I do too. That was kind of flirty, obviously.
Yeah, that was a little
But I think she went over the top of the XOXOs because of what we talked about the last time.
Right.
I wrote her back
Okay.
and I was like, if you're trying to get on this dick, just let me know.
Wow.
And
Okay.
then she said, are you trying to get fired?
Yeah.
And I was like, obviously, you know I'm kidding. And then she wrote LOL. So she knows we're just playing. But
Yeah.
XOXOXO, again, 8 of them.
Yeah. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's suggestive. I mean, the I suck too. That's like,
I think she
like
kno-
an Anthony Weiner text thread.
She knows that we're gonna play it here, and I put it online, and she thinks it's funny.
That's fair.
But she's a sweet girl.
Okay.
She's sweet.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I don't know. That seems a little. It seems a little. I don't know if that's the most professional, but we've talked about your professional environments before.
I know.
So it's-
I know. I think it's like she
She didn't
obviously.
play a trick on her while she got fired.
Well, we talked about it after the hoodies, and then we talked about it. She obviously heard I shaved my balls in a public bathroom, and
Who hasn't? Who among us?
Who among who which one does?
I mean, yeah.
And then she sends that. She knows I'm going to read it, so I feel like she's fine. But the next one's going to have 10. I hope I don't have a week like that again coming up.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be pretty bad because I got to get my bits out somehow, Tom.
Yeah,
and you get too much pickleball and creatine to go through to have to babysit my shit.
I can answer like a million texts. I'm like limitless.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
very true.
I feel like we need a better, like an updated example of that. Could somebody do like a new limitless?
I think
I always do the Bradley Cooper one, but it's kind of dated now, right? I don't know.
Well, I think he's still a meme though.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the
But I
movie's
think we need a new meme for that. Is what I'm saying.
How is some? I mean, maybe the elites have it. I don't know. The lizard people. I would love a drug like that. Just that, like,
Yeah.
because like the whole point of the movie was he's chasing that drug that like never would let him down because the guy who made it.
Right.
He would crash,
Yeah.
and then Bradley Cooper crashed.
Yeah.
But he developed the drug. He reverse engineered the drug that
Right.
wouldn't make him crash.
Yeah.
And I was like, God Damn.
It's probably just 4 scoops of creatine. That's probably what it was.
I'll show you my ball of creatine gummies that I just keep mowing at. Maybe we can reverse engineer that. So where can you find Tom and I? You can email us at divorcewithfriends@gmail.com. You can go to Instagram @divorcewithfriends, Twitter @divorcewfpod. That's where you can find us right now. And social media right now. So we're getting some really good feedback.
I've heard.
So we do 2 video drops
Yep.
a week. So we do, after the pod drops, the first week we'll do a video. The second week before the new pod, we'll do that one. We don't inundate people. I think we've got a lot of good feedback on that. It's like, hey, thank you for not blowing it up.
Yep.
We just do a reel. We hit a bunch of people. We get some new subscribers as a result of it. So thank you.
Yep.
Also want to give a shout out to a friend of the pod, Jess, who gave some advice on episode 2 or 3.
Yep.
She has moved to Portugal.
Oh, wow.
She's just like, fuck this place.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm going to Portugal. So we're going to get a new fan base because of her in Portugal. Her and her husband, Kevin, have moved to Portugal. And she's like, I'm just done working. I'm going to live in Portugal. She sent me some photos. Have you been to Portugal?
I've not.
I thought it was California. It looked just like California.
Yeah,
She
it's
goes,
supposed to be beautiful. Yeah.
very San Diego vibes.
That's great. I love it.
So shout out to Jess and Kevin in Portugal. I hope everything's going great over there.
Yeah.
So a couple more things. We talked a couple weeks ago, or last episode, about a couple either married probably, or a couple who's divorced and is friends. It's probably very hard to find that. Who has 4 fights. I've actually put some feelers out.
Okay.
2 married couples have responded.
Wow.
I'm hopeful
Exciting.
about one of them.
Yep.
Another one we'll talk about. So
Yeah.
Toronto Rob and the Greek.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, we'll do it.
Yeah.
But the Greek came to me with like a Van Halen list of writers that she wants before she'll agree to them.
Yeah.
And the one that went at my ass sideways like a ruler. She wanted to do, I'm going to put this in air quotes because this is what she said, a dry run.
A dry run. Okay.
Can I tell you why that bothered me?
Why did it bother you?
Okay. You and I do this every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And to plan it, to do it, takes some time.
Yeah.
Now we know her schedule.
Yeah.
Okay. So to plan for the 4 of us to do this,
Yes.
for them to get sitters and for us to not have kids and to make this happen, it's going to take like heaven and earth movement to make it happen.
Right.
The idea of a dry run for her to be like, I don't like that. Don't play it. No fucking thank you. You and I run a tight ship. You're the captain. Because sometimes, as our Instagram said tonight, sometimes you're the captain. Sometimes you're the bear.
I think
Right?
I'm the bear probably, but we'll see.
Well, you tell me that you're my 80-20 guy, right? Sometimes my shit is too edgy, right?
yeah.
Sometimes you can't.
I'm a feedback guy. You steer the ship though. You're doing most of the work. You're doing the outlines.
Well, sometimes the captain's
I'm the
not.
talent. I show up and yeah.
So for the
let it
Greek
fly.
to like start giving demands, tell me she wants all her brown M&Ms separated.
Well, and I will say you are good about like giving, not like editorial, but like, hey, you want to cut something out? That's fine. If we ever have a guest, you're fine with them like cut it. If they accidentally say something that's like too personal or whatever, no big deal, right? Like you would always give anybody that.
So that's what I was getting at. So the message to the Greek, because I know she's a P1 listener, she likes to listen to the pod. I will gladly have you on, and Lindsay will attest to this. Tom will attest to this.
Yes.
I will edit out anything that you say.
Yeah.
I may not edit out anything that I say.
You may though. You have.
I have, with you
At
being,
my-
if you said
request.
maybe we should leave that in dress.
The stuff that I ask to edit out is never about me. It's about you.
Yeah. So I'm 80-20 with that.
Yeah.
If somebody says to me, I said that. Lindsay has said that. Lindsay said, hey, that thing that I said, can you remove that? Not even a question.
Sure.
The only time that I've ever kind of given any sort of pushback is if I said something, I'm like, I think I'm gonna leave it in.
Right.
Because sometimes I need to get my bits out.
True.
Right.
True.
So to the Greek, if you're listening when this drops, probably Sunday or Monday, I will have you on. We'll
welcome.
call it.
You're more than welcome.
You're more than welcome on at any
Warm
point.
welcome.
I will have you on at any point. The only caveats that I will have on your brown M&M rider is that you cannot be offended by any of the questions that I ask.
Wow.
You don't have to answer any of these questions. You can ask me any questions back, but it's not a dry run.
Wow. Okay.
We fuck it. We do it live,
Fuck it. We do it live.
right?
Okay.
Okay. So Tom, we have a ton
Yeah.
listener feedback to get through today.
Okay.
So let's get through the first one. The first one, and let me just pull them up.
Okay.
Okay.
And so Bobby's surprising me with a lot of these.
So yeah, because we actually did get a ton. I want to thank everybody who reaches out.
Yeah,
via,
that's great.
Most of them are emails, but some of them are Instagram.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
One of them is a video that was sent from Twitter, but via Instagram. We're gonna play it. I think I shared it with you last week. We'll get into that. So the first one is Vito. That jacket was something. Can you top it? Okay. So you can, at some point you'll see the jacket.
Yeah.
Okay. So email Goddamn Vito. Yes, Tom was right. A wand will find its wizard, and that jacket did find the right shoulders to sit on. The question is, can you top it, or are you a one-pump chump, so to speak? That's from Kellen on Instagram. So let me tell you something. Kellen, great name, by the way. Went to school with a Kellen. No, I am not a one-pump chump with the jackets.
Yep.
So this is my Brett the Hitman Hart satin jacket.
Hart Foundation.
Hart Foundation. You can see it now maybe in the camera. This is just one of many that I've, by the way, I have had. I did
Nothing cooler than vintage wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the jackets that you'll see are vintage wrestling. I talked about my Shawn Michaels Heartbreak Kid jacket.
Yep.
Closet is full of them. Probably can see why I'm single. Have someone in my life right now, but yeah, the jacket that I had last episode was the tip of the iceberg. In fact, I wouldn't have even suggested that was in the top 5.
This is a cool. So do you wear this out, and do people say stuff to you or no?
Constantly. In fact,
because you have a Macho Man shirt too, right?
I have.
You wear a lot. Like, you probably get stuff for all those, yeah.
I get every single time I wear one of these jackets or one of the WWE shirts or something like that. I get complimented all night, mainly by men, all the time.
Well, that was. Do you know who Sam Sulik is?
No.
Again, I'm getting all these so he's a fitness influencer guy.
Yeah.
He's like super jacked. He's like a young guy. He's like he just takes a camera to his workouts kind of, and like, people like him. So, but one of his things was like, the guy was like, "Oh, do you get like a lot of girls from this?" And he's like, "The only girls who come up to me are girls who come up to me and are like, can you take a picture? My brother loves you.
Yeah.
Like, my boyfriend loves you." You know?
I was at I wore this to opening day with scientists.
Yeah.
You know scientists.
Yeah.
From a wedding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
my rival. That's my rival.
Your rival, yeah. And this guy comes up to us. He was dead serious, but totally funny. And he walks right up to me and he pushes all of his friends out of the way because I had this jacket on. He's like, "When the Hart Foundation walks down the aisle, you get out of their way." And he starts high-fiving me. All his buddies high-fiving me. And I was like, that's the respect this jacket gets. So, Kellen, you're going to start to see in the next couple episodes, I'm going to rotate some of these jackets in. I have a closet full of them. So I hope that you appreciate the jackets. Email 2. This is from Garrett on Gmail. Okay. This is a callback to one of the stories we told last time. "Hey guys, only calling, taking a shit, dropping a Shelly from now on. Love the podcast." Garrett, thank you. So somebody said, when you told these stories, do you feel bad that you tell these stories?
Yeah.
I got to be honest, I did feel bad about that one.
Yeah.
Because Shelly's probably a mom now. She was really sweet.
Sure.
She was really sweet. That one, I feel bad. Actually, I look back at those stories because, I was friends with them. You know, college, it's like you get your group of friends, right? Your 5, 6 group of friends.
Yeah.
But then there's always people in the ether that are friendly with you because they just live on your floor.
Sure.
And like you have dinner with them, you have breakfast with them, whatever.
Friend of friends or whatever.
So she was dating this kid, Justin, who lived on our floor.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you Justin's last name. I don't know anything really about Justin, but they were dating, okay? And it'd be one of those things where like you'd be watching a movie in someone's room and like Justin and Shelly would come in and sit down. So I didn't know them that well. I just knew the stories of like she went to Montreal, she dropped shit. But there was like weird things where you like look back and you're like, how did we let this happen? Like we'd all be in someone's room. They would come in. I swear to God, Tom, he'd put his arm around and watch a movie and he'd like pop a titty and just start like rubbing her nipple. And everyone was, I know. And like, you were like, what? And you were just thankful it wasn't your room. Talk about it wasn't your room. So you could leave and just get the fuck out of there.
Wow.
And whoever's room it was, you were just like, good luck coming up with an excuse of why you had to go too.
Yeah.
This weird
That's
shit.
Pretty aggressive. So she just was like fine with it? Or?
I think she just had low self-esteem. I don't know. I have no idea. Justin wasn't like a hunk or anything like that.
Yeah.
She's just pop a titty. Yeah. Pop a titty for the boys. And nobody was like, "Hey, Justin, pop a titty for us." He was just like, nah. Weird, right? So poor Shelly. So Garrett is always going to say dropping Shelly from now on. Okay. So this one actually is for you. Actually, I'm going to have you read email 3 too, because email 3 is for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
All right. Boys, love the pod. Always a great listen. Tom mentions that we, Bobby and I, only like Toronto Rob in a mocking manner. Need to say that I'm a Toronto Rob fan in general. I hope we hear more from him, John on Gmail.
Yeah.
So he was probably coerced into saying that, but it's Toronto Rob does some nefarious.
So that's our friend John, who writes in a lot. He loves Toronto Rob. So when you said, so Bobby, the dishwasher czar, he said, "You're right. We make fun of him."
Right.
But John is like, "No, I love him."
Well,
What do you think?
but I think that's like a pity love. You know what I mean?
John.
It's like a love that's like, oh yeah, like, you know, like if you have like a puppy that's missing a leg kind of deal.
You think
know
so?
what I mean? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because Toronto Rob is like, you know, again.
Well, because even when Toronto Rob, so everyone knows by now, Toronto is just a character that he plays.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of characters. He's like on the lam.
Yeah.
When he comes on, he doesn't want to be Toronto Rob. He wants.
Oh,
to
he
be,
doesn't. Oh,
no,
he's gonna be serious.
He wants to be.
Oh.
He wants to be
that
his
would be
actual
pretty
character.
Yeah, I mean, either way. Yeah.
Because like his love for Toronto was, I mean, he loves Canada. I mean, we do love Canada, right?
Yeah, I think we love Canada.
I
yeah,
love Canada.
just not Toronto Rob.
I do like it. But the last thing is email. I put it out there, but he was like, "We should get dinner soon." And I was like, "Yeah, we should."
Oh, that's nice.
So we're back. We
yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Okay.
We like
So this one is somebody. So I sent you this video last week. Hey guys, I saw this video in X, probably their first mistake, and decided to share it with you. I'm not sure if it's real. I'm pretty sure it's fake, but I wanted to get your take on it. If it's real, I think we have her answer to why she's single. If it's fake, she's a pretty good actress. Regardless, how would Bobby Vito handle it?
Ooh.
Okay, if it was real. Okay, so this is the one I sent you about the girl who put spells on people. So let's take a little listen. Okay.
Something so crazy. I don't know how to. The guy that I have been seeing for the past
This is
few
long,
months
so we won't play the whole
decided
thing.
to stop seeing me, and he said he got the ick from something so crazy. I don't know how to process. I don't. So again, we have been going out for 2 months. This happened last week. He was staying over at my place. I cannot stress enough how much of a normal girl I am, by the way. I can't be more basic. He was staying over in my room.
She was
and
pretty,
I was
by the
in
way.
the
She was pretty.
bathroom, and I came back, and I noticed that he was kind of like wandering around, peeking into my drawers, and he opened up the drawer full of my bird beaks. And he looked like seriously concerned.
I was like, yeah.
already confused because he had sisters, so I don't know why he's confused. And he asked me, he's like, "Are these bird beaks?" And I go, Yeah. And then he goes, "Did you kill birds?" So now this man is accusing me of killing birds. And I'm
That's
like,
unreasonable.
No, I got them off of the dead birds on the side of the road, like every other woman in this country does.
So
And he's like, why do you need bird beaks? And I'm like, for my spells. For my spells.
For spells.
I mean,
need the
why else would you need them? So I'm going to stop
myself.
this one right now.
Get do spells.
So obviously so it goes on like that for a while. He then stumbles into her closet and
But she
finds.
sounds young, right?
She sounds young, and then she goes on. She cries. So I think it's fake. My take right away was that
fake,
it's fake
yeah.
because like why again, like if it's real, it's obviously if you're single and it's real, like that's why you're single.
Yeah, well, people do spells.
People
I
do
think.
spells.
There are people who are into like witchcraft.
So
But
I had to put on my Bobby Vito hat because I asked Hollywood after seeing that video. I said, "Do you think there's a difference between Bobby Blank, my real last name,
Yep.
and Bobby Vito?" And she said, "I definitely think there is."
Oh, interesting.
Because we've been seeing each other for like 5 months now. I said, "Is there a difference between this and him?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, definitely." And I said,
wow.
"What do
What
you
did she
think it
say?
is?"
She elaborate?
She said that
Okay.
basically the me, Bobby Blank,
Yeah.
is actually sweet and thoughtful and does these nice things.
Okay.
And then I agreed to watch Sweet Home Alabama and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Bobby Vito swears a lot apparently.
Oh.
Which is true. And tells stories about asking girls what color panties they wear. But I would never actually do that, right?
Okay.
So how would I handle it? I'm gonna tell you exactly how I handle it. Okay.
Oh, the bird beak thing.
The bird beak
How would
thing.
you or Bobby Vito?
Bobby Vito.
Bobby Vito. Okay.
Real, fake, whatever.
yeah.
Okay. This girl doesn't know magic for shit. Okay. So here's what no, she doesn't. She doesn't.
Wow. Would you like call her out and make her do a spell? Be like, do a spell right now.
Oh, here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I thought about this. I really thought about it.
Okay.
I'd be like, I'm gonna make her think that she knows magic,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna make her give a spell
Okay.
that makes me the best lover she's ever had.
Oh.
I know it's not gonna work, and I'm gonna give her 2 seconds.
Wow. Yeah.
And then when it doesn't work, I'm gonna blame her shitty spell.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna be like, maybe we can try again tomorrow, or try again whenever, right? Whenever I feel like it.
Oh, she's gonna be in a. That's really a pretzel.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't
Yeah.
know what to do with that.
Do you
Yeah.
fucking think this
Your
chick?
spell.
Exactly. Do you think this chick wants to go around town telling people she's a shitty wizard?
But couldn't she just say like, "Oh yeah, it was amazing. You were the best lover." Couldn't
Well-
she just say that?
then great. Then I keep coming back.
That's a win for you.
Then I win anyway.
Yeah.
So ultimately, whether it's real or whether it's fake, that's how you handle it. Because no chick, you're gonna put on. You're gonna be really enthusiastic and really you're gonna be like what do you call it? Supportive of her hobbies.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, I'm really nervous about my lovemaking ability. I need you to put a spell on me to be the best lover ever. And then you're just gonna literally do what you want to do, and then be like, well, if she complains about it, she's a shitty wizard. Okay? So there you go. Now, you don't have to marry her because she's a crazy person, obviously. But
I think you can just walk after the bird beaks. No, I don't think you need to do all this.
But she was kind of cute.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I think that's how Bobby Vito would handle it. Okay. Bobby Blank would have made up some excuse that somebody in his family died and left.
Is that like a nice, hey, have a nice life text? Yeah.
Totally. So,
Okay.
So, who wrote that? Who asked me that question? That was Mike on Instagram.
Okay.
Thanks for reaching out with that. But that's how Bobby Vito would handle it.
Yeah.
Bobby Blank would not have done that.
Got it.
Okay.
2 different Bobbies.
Yeah. So we have another email, and it was back to the nicknames.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to get to probably my favorite one of the week.
Okay.
Okay. So this one's from Deborah on Gmail.
Okay.
And she says, Bobby, I have to say, I do like the name Bobby Vito. The
Yeah.
origin story was great.
Pretty good.
Semi-douchey, but it fits.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered anything else? Would you be open to changing it?
Oh.
So, Tom, I don't know if you knew this, but we got a little hate video this week. And the thing about hate videos is I feel like when people start to make fun of you, like we don't have a subreddit yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you get hate videos, it means that you made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those snark. Do you know the subreddits? The snark subreddits?
No,
You know
what's
what
that?
is?
No.
So snark subreddits are subreddits that are specifically devoted to hating a specific like person.
Okay.
So it would be like the Divorce with Friends snark, and that would be like they hate us. So we'll probably get one of those soon. That guy A will probably start it. Yeah.
So we didn't. So here's the thing. So again, you can't give yourself a nickname, right?
Correct.
So Bobby Vito was given to me by a few different people, but this person gave me a nickname,
Okay.
kind of mocking.
Okay.
And it was the Dom from the bomb.com. That's who they think that I said that I am.
Oh.
Okay. So
Okay.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it out. Ready? And we're going to see how it fits.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? I don't know how I'm going to feel about it.
Okay.
But I am open to suggestions. Bobby Vito is always open to suggestions. Ready? So we're going to try it. This could be disaster. Welcome to Divorce with Friends, the podcast that reminds you if the girl you brought home has bird beaks, get the fuck out of here. I am the Dom from thebomb.com. Joining me as always is my friend, my colleague, my partner, Tom. Tom, how are you?
Nope. I'm
No.
leaving. Yeah, I'm out.
So-
that doesn't work.
I don't think it works.
That doesn't work.
So, Deborah, I think we're going to stick with Bobby Vito for now.
Yeah.
What do you
yeah.
think?
Yeah, I agree. Bobby Vito is much better.
Much better.
That's kind of corny.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good one.
So,
It's a
yeah.
hard pass.
So, the Dom from thebomb.com is not going to go anywhere.
That's a-
Bobby Vito is here to stay. But if anybody has any other suggestions, you can email Tom and I at divorcewithfriends@gmail.com.
I like a nickname too. I've never really had a nickname. So, yeah. I'll
I
take a
think
nickname.
we're about to get one. Tom,
no.
I promised Tom this. This came over, so 2 weeks since
This is not a bit. Like when we
No.
say like I haven't seen this. Like I haven't seen this.
No, Tom has not
Sure.
seen this.
I'm
So,
not acting. I'm not a very good actor. I couldn't do that.
So one of my favorite things is surprising Tom. So
Yes, you like to do it.
I feel like when I surprise Tom, good things happen.
Yeah.
Tom
You
has
get an authentic reaction.
Yeah. In fact, I try to. I have like. It's not that I can't keep a secret. It's
Yeah.
not that. It's that I get so excited.
Right, you're excited. You're like a kid at Christmas.
I just want it to be over.
You're like, you know what you're like? It's like, you know, people who are like gift givers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, they're not as excited about the stuff they get. They're like, I really thought this great gift. I can't wait to give it to you. That's what you're like. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So what happened is the week after we dropped the first, so we dropped it on a Monday, I think, no, a Friday, whatever we dropped it. So I dropped the first video the next Monday.
Right.
The next day, I got an email from somebody on Gmail.
Okay.
And it had enclosed audio. Now I thought it was going to be another A from gmail.com.
Yeah.
And it was like,
you fucking loser.
yeah, you bunch of fucking
Yeah.
dick suckers. It was not that.
Okay.
And it had been, that week was the week from hell for me.
Right.
this was the only thing sort of keeping me going. And with all like the videos and stuff I was making, I'm like, Tom, can I please do this? It was on the tip of my tongue to tell him this, to butter him up, to let him do this.
Oh yeah.
Let me.
Oh, you're gonna manipulate me.
Yeah, I was like, hey, if I show him this, maybe he'll be so distracted.
Such a good mood.
But I was like, no, this has to happen live on air. So I'm going to have Tom read this email that came in from gmail.com. And then if Tom gives the approval, I am going to play the audio.
Wow. Okay.
This is real.
I feel like this is probably fake, but okay. Tom, this is embarrassing, but I have to say, I think I might be in love. All right, you're laughing, all right.
No.
I started with hearing your laugh, which is infectious. I do have an infectious.
It's a great laugh.
That part's true. But then I stumbled on the Instagram clips, and you are as sweet as you are dangerous. I am very dangerous. And it's got a bunch of M's, but then they go up at the end. There are caps at the end. Don't even get me started on that beard. I do have a pretty sweet beard. Audio enclosed if you dare.
Tom, do you dare?
Andy on Instagram. Yeah. Good.
You dare?
Yeah, I dare.
Okay.
I'm daring.
Hey, Divorce with Friends. This is Andy from Somerville. Huge fan of the podcast. Saw the reels recently. Have to say, both of you, two great looking guys, but Tom, oh my God, he is a bear. He doesn't know it. He is a bear. Yeah. Tom the bear. That's what we're calling him. Absolutely love it. Keep it up. Tom, come get this honey, baby.
Okay.
Tom the bear.
Right.
Tom, I think that's your nickname.
Well, I would love that. That's a great nickname.
Because sometimes you're the cap and sometimes you're the bear.
Sometimes you're the bear. I love the bear is one of my favorite TV shows. So
that is true.
Show. It's a great
show.
So
Andy from Somerville.
Very flattering. Thank you, Andy.
I'll tell you his email offline.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's like.
Well, this isn't like a match. I don't.
No.
Yeah.
But it's like Andy gets that but it's like.
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah.
But he follows us on Instagram.
I hope he does get that ass.
I'm going to show you his handle afterwards.
Okay.
I corresponded with him a little bit afterwards.
Okay.
Andy's a real person.
Wow.
Very funny.
That's flattering. Thanks, Andy. Yeah.
And it was awesome. Yeah. So I hope it made your day as much as it made mine.
That's delightful. Yes,
and
I appreciate it.
We're gonna embrace Andy's email because what Andy and I were talking about on Instagram after is that with to get popular. Yeah. First comes the hate, then comes the gays, and then comes the cleanup.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, because I have a type, and it's always like older women in the 60s or 70s.
Sure.
And gay men.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that's what's gonna attract more people to the show.
I find that super flattering. Anybody who's right.
Do you want to give Andy a message back before we get into our first segment?
Just thank you, Andy, and you have good taste. Yeah.
Andy has exquisite taste.
Yeah.
Tom the bear, get that honey, baby. So the first segment, Tom, I want to talk about are in-laws. In-laws are the free gift with purchase that you hope just doesn't end up living with you forever. In-laws.
We talk about the 4 fights.
Yeah.
In-laws are one of the 4 fights a lot. Right? So the
Absolutely.
4 fights, again, is like my theory that like every couple, whether it's, I call it the 4 fights, it's maybe 3, 6, whatever. But like you have 4 underpinned fights that are actually like the roots below every fight.
Sure.
So you're fighting about the trash or you're fighting about like some expense or whatever, but it's really like the underlying, like you spent too much on X, or I hate your mom and your mom hates me, or whatever those 4 sort of core fights are that bleed into every specific argument. But
so I feel like when people talk about in-laws, they talk about like the entire family group.
True. Yeah.
I know why they do that. If I say in-laws, like my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, I think he's great.
Right.
Like I lucked out there. Like my sister married a cool guy.
Oh, he's great.
He's awesome.
I know.
Right? You know him. He's great.
He's one of my favorites.
Specifically, like the immediate family, I guess, is like who you're marrying into.
Sure.
Honestly, until the divorce went down, I actually thought like I was in pretty good shape.
Right.
Like for the most part.
Sure.
Obviously, things changed. The one person out of the whole mess that like I miss the most, if I'm going to be candid with you, is my stepmother-in-law.
Okay.
I miss her a lot, if I'm going to be honest. And I think it's because she hasn't said a word about anything since the whole thing started.
Sure.
And I think you gave me some sage advice when this went down because I was going through a thing of like, I think that like there's something that they can help me with. And you were like, don't do that. And why was that?
Well, yeah, I think like it's a natural inclination, especially like you've talked about, like we're pleasers, right? So you want everybody to kind of like, you want people to understand your side and you want them to leave liking you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's fine.
Well, they were reaching out to me too, which was weird.
Yeah, whatever. And then, like, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But you do have to, like what I said to you, which I think is true, is like in most instances, everything's like a caveat, right? Like everything's individual. But in most instances, the other person's family is going to be team that person, right? Yeah. So if like, you know, Tom and Bobby get divorced, your family is going to be team Bobby and my family is going to be team Tom, right? And again, you want it to be like as civil as possible, and it doesn't necessarily need to be like you want to make it as non-contentious as possible, especially with kids. But like when push comes to shove, if they have to like pick a side, that's where they're going to pick, and you're not going to convince them as much as you feel like, oh, I'm right here. And again, like that's like when you're wounded and you're fighting, it's really hard, and your inclination is to be like, no, but like I'm valid here, and I'm hurting, and I'm right, or whatever. Yeah. You're not gonna convince them that you're right and they're wrong.
Oh,
right?
totally.
Like their person is wrong. Right?
Totally. I heard your message loud and clear, so I backed off. Mm-hmm. I think what sort of turned me more to your side and to be like, stop doing that was when I had outreach from sort of like the bad actors on that side, being like, how dare you say that, or like more injecting themselves where they don't belong. Right. And that's where I was like, they need a fucking Tom in their life to like, stop
to be like,
doing that shit.
Relax. Yeah. You know? And that's like the other thing too, is like the other part of the in-law thing is like your relatives mean well, but sometimes they might mean well and not have the best outcome from their actions. So again, right. It's like my relatives, right. When Bobby and I get divorced. Yeah. Tom's relatives might say like, fuck Bobby. Bobby's a piece of shit. It's like, I appreciate where that's coming from. They don't even really mean it personally as much necessarily, but like, I appreciate where that's coming from, but that might not be constructive as we try to like, whatever.
Do you think your mom would say fuck me?
I
don't think your mom would say that.
Never. My parents love you. My parents love you.
Yeah. I love your parents. They're great. Do you have any interesting, funny in-law stories? Or ex-girlfriend?
Well, I think like, so one of the things is always like your parents, right? So like always have like their own things, right? So like, and again, like my personal in-law stuff has all been pretty positive and you know, whatever. But
were they supportive when you guys were going through your stuff?
Yeah. Everybody's always been very supportive, but, and cool. But like, you know, you always have like, and that's one of the things you have to manage. Like I love my parents, right? And my mom is great, but my mom will buy the kids like super oversized coats because she's worried that they're going to be cold. Yeah. Right. Or my mom is like really worried about, like, my mom is convinced that you get trench mouth from drinking from soda cans.
What do you get trench mouth from?
I don't know, being in trenches. I don't really know. But
what is trench mouth?
Trench mouth is like you can Google it. It's very serious. Like people who she knew as growing up had it. But have you drank from soda cans your whole life?
Sounds like you get it from bukkake in your trench mouth.
So like when your in-laws are saying that, especially if like tensions are high, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, so you always have to like manage your side and then also deal with the other side, right? Like that's always.
But like even when you guys were going through your shit, you did like team trips to Disney, both sides of the family.
I think that's like, and Lindsay, we talked about that with Lindsay too. Yeah. Like she did a lot of that. So like, I think that's important. And I think it's like, you try to keep it as positive as you can, right?
Yeah. And my parents are no prize. I mean, I think they're good parents. They've never, outside of like before everything kind of fell apart, like the day that everything fell apart, they haven't had any interaction with her, which is by design. Right. Because as much as I love my mom, I have to sometimes remind her to like politely shut the fuck up.
Well, it's a natural, right? She loves you. She wants to defend
but she's never said a word to her.
Sure.
Like ever. Even when like the kids will FaceTime and like they'll be like, if my kids are with my parents, then they'll FaceTime the mom. My mom, she's like, hey, how you doing? Like I make sure
positive.
You got it. You got to do that.
Yep. That's cool.
I have a couple funny stories about people like somebody who could have been my in-law if I married them, and then some in-law stories. Yeah. Nothing scandalous, but just some funny. Yeah. You know, I love to tell stories.
Yeah, you do love stories.
Some people might call that narcissistic tendency, but I've been told by Dean Coursey, the guy who wrote our Fire theme song, he's like, I love the way you tell stories.
Wow. That's true. Everybody loves the way you tell stories.
I had, this is probably a bad story of me. I couldn't tell you the truth behind this story. I don't remember, but it happened. So I dated a girl in college, and she brought me up to meet her family up in New York. Okay. And they had a split entry, and we slept in the basement. Okay. In the basement. And we went to like a party the night before, and I I was the last one to wake up in the morning.
Yep.
And I get into the kitchen, and like the mom and the dad and her were eating breakfast in the kitchen, and they're all like really, really quiet. And I was like, oh man, were we loud when we came home last night? Like, I don't remember. I didn't drive.
Sure.
I don't remember. And I make a bagel, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. This is the most quiet breakfast I've ever had. And like, I'd met them like maybe one other visit before.
Yeah.
And, like we had like a decent relationship, but like I didn't know them that well.
Sure.
And the dad turns to me and he screams at me like I've never been screamed at before. I was probably like 21 or 22.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, they had a bathroom downstairs in the split.
Yeah.
And he's like, there was piss all over the floor and the walls of that bathroom.
The wall.
He's like, that was fucking disgusting. And how dare, I'm like, oh my God. Like, did I wake up and piss? Like, I had no clue if I had done it.
Oh no.
And I was like, is there a better way that you could have asked me, like in private?
Was your girlfriend at the time there?
Yeah, she was standing right next to me.
Oh, wow.
And I obviously realized that like he must have said something to her before I woke up.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I remembered like this is how he must handle shit all the time. That's probably why they were so quiet about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like another story, and this isn't as bad, but like when I first met them, like a month or two before when I come up, he pulls me aside and he shakes my hand. And he's like, "Hey," and he's not joking. He's dead serious.
Yeah.
Like, so when you welcome here, and he's like, you haven't seen her in a while. It's great. And, if you guys are going to go have sex, that's awesome. Don't do it in my house. Take her to a parking lot. And I thought,
What?
I know,
He
dude.
said that?
Yeah, dude. And I go,
That's crazy.
And I was like,
Take her to a parking lot?
I'm like, if it's a joke, like if you're a comedian,
Yeah.
that's funny in like an ironically funny way.
I don't know.
But I'm like, that's weird.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't ever want to come up here again. I don't know. Did I piss all over the guy's floor? Maybe. Like, I don't remember.
Really? Oh, so you never got to the bottom of
I
that?
never get to the bottom of it. Maybe it was like her brother. I don't remember.
Did the girlfriend say anything else about that at the time?
It never came up ever again.
Wow. Yeah, well, she probably, so like you said, she's probably used to it, but also is like a little embarrassed and doesn't want to
I was super embarrassed.
dive into
it. Was like,
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed that like, I didn't want to bring it up again.
Wow.
Dodged the bullet there. I mean, she was a really nice girl.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no,
that was
Yeah.
that was a weird day. But then
Well, A is going to have to investigate that. I think A is going to have to find this place and like
I want A to get to the bottom
DNA samples
of
on
this.
the wall and see if we can,
So there's a couple mother-in-law stories.
Okay.
I won't play. I have the audio. You
Yeah.
told me I can't play the
No,
audio,
you
but I
can't
won't
play
play the audio. But I have some funny mother-in-law stories
Okay.
if I can.
Yeah.
So my mother-in-law had like no inner monologue.
Okay.
She fucking couldn't like keep a thought to herself.
Okay.
So it used to drive my wife crazy to the point where like if she was coming up on like a Friday and she was going to stay till Monday or something, by Saturday afternoon, my wife was like done with her. So she would like leave and find reasons to leave, which meant that I then get the brunt of all the questions and things like that. So I had to find like some like defense mechanism in my brain to like, she wasn't like, she was harmless, but
Right.
like, I can see where you would just be like, okay, I've had enough.
Yeah, it's like you're thrown in with a random person essentially, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You didn't pick her as like a person.
She was the free gift.
Yeah.
That I just hope doesn't fucking have to live with me. So there was this one time where it was like, she came on a Friday and by Saturday afternoon, this wife of mine was like, see ya. Like, she's your problem now. She's your free gift. Enjoy. And I'm like, what am I gonna do with 30 steak knives? So, so we get pizza and the pizza comes with like dipping sauces.
Yeah.
And for some reason, this pizza only had garlic dipping sauce.
Right.
And it says right on it. It wasn't like Papa John's. It was like from like a pizzeria.
Yeah.
And it says right on it, garlic dipping sauce. So the mom saunters over and she opens up the box and she's like, garlic dipping sauce. What do you do with that? And I had just had it.
Yeah.
And I go, you drink it. And she's like, you drink it? Why would you do that? And I go, it's this thing it's a gimmick that the pizza place does. It's like everyone knows it. You drink it.
Yeah.
And she's like, you do? I go, yeah, it's the first time we had pizza from this place. You got to drink it.
Yeah.
And she's like going to drink it. And my wife is like, no, you don't drink it. You dip your stuff in. So she was like, that's the type of conversations I would have
Yeah.
with her.
That's like the woman who got fired. It's like
Exactly.
she doesn't get your pranks.
So-
Sense of humor.
So
Yeah.
this is the type of woman I'm dealing with, right? So we move into a new house in Tingsboro.
Okay.
And again, it's the whole Friday through Monday thing. Wife can't deal with her mom's incessant questions, so she leaves. So it's a Saturday and making the kids dinner, and it's like, what are you gonna make the kids for dinner? And it's like, they're 4 and 1. Like the 4-year-old eats chicken nuggets. Like we're fine. And she's like, well, I'll turn on the oven and I'll make the 4-year-old chicken nuggets. I was like, that'll take you an hour and a half to make chicken nuggets in the oven. It's gonna take forever to heat up. She's like, well, can I just turn the toaster oven into a convection oven? And I said, you can do that, but the convection oven is old. The toaster oven's old. So if you turn the knob too far, it'll stay on. I go, here's what we do. We're parents. We microwave them really quick for like 5-10 seconds, whatever, to defrost them. Throw them on the toaster setting until they get brown.
Sure.
He's gonna love them. Get some peas in there, whatever.
Yep.
She's like, how about I just turn on the toaster oven and I watch it? I turn on the toaster oven to a convection oven, whatever. So what you don't know is that earlier in the day, she was on a rampage to clean out my freezer, right? Because we run well water.
Yeah.
So she didn't like the way that my freezer made ice constantly, because she claimed that the ice at the bottom of the bin went bad before you used it.
Okay.
Because it was well water, which, by the way, we had it checked from the well company every year. It was cleaner than like any water in the area.
Okay.
So earlier in the day, she dumps all my ice out. I have no ice. Okay. So she makes the kid the dinner. Everything's fine. It's like 6 o'clock. So at 11 o'clock, she's still like cleaning up the kitchen and puttering around. And she puts her hand on the toaster oven and she burns her hand. It's like a cartoon. You hear like the sizzle. And she runs to the freezer and she rips open the freezer door and she yells and she goes, Bobby, you don't have any ice. And I go, you threw it away. And she goes, what are we going to do? And this is all I heard in my mind. I'm like, holy shit. In-laws, Tom.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Theme song for those who
don't know.
Don't know.
In-laws are the gift that keeps on giving. So those are my in-law stories. I don't know if you have anything you want to talk
it's always a challenge. Like you come from different places. You got like, those are always like, whether you're married, especially so if you're like divorced, probably, those are like high stress situations everybody's got. And you have like different filters, right? And different things that your family unit thinks are appropriate or normal, right? And then like, I think that's like a huge, right? It's like finances are obviously like one, but I do think that like, the sort of inherited family and friends and those norms, right? It's like some families will be like, oh, we have a huge family. We get together every XYZ, right? Like, holiday. And then the other person has to kind of like figure that out, right? Or not. Or that's obviously like a point of tension. It's like, well, my family did ABC. Why are we doing XYZ? Like those things are always, and then you have your in-laws too. Like they raise their kids a certain way. The other in-laws didn't raise their kids that way. Like I think those are common points of friction that you got to navigate. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. All right, Tom. So we're now at segment 2 and we have a sponsor for segment 2.
All right.
So tonight's sponsor is Prisco Dildos. Prisco Dildos are New England's premier dildos, coming in all shapes and sizes. Get Prisco Dildos at your favorite adult novelty stores and check out their home molding kits. Find them online at PriscoDildosNE.com. If it doesn't say Prisco's, you're just fucking yourself. Also, as a side note, each dildo comes with a free download of the Better-in-Law podcast for all your bedding needs.
Ooh.
All right, Tom? Okay. So in honor of Andy from Somerville's wonderful voicemail tonight.
Yeah.
Backed by popular demand, it's out of context porn with Tom.
Oh, everybody's favorite.
It's everybody's favorite. But what I learned from the counter and how great you are at everything you do, it was too easy.
Oh, really?
So I threw in, there's a couple oldies in there.
Okay.
A couple. But there's a couple heteros.
Okay.
A couple of mixed. There's a couple of ones that you might not understand. There's 4 of them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the first one is called Hike with a View. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay. And as you know, Tom, with out of context porn, what I do is I set it up for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have to listen to it because you don't get to see it.
Okay.
And then you have to tell us what happens next. Okay.
Okay.
So in Hike with a View, Eddie is out on a hike and he stumbles upon Jim.
Okay.
Startled.
Yep.
Eddie apologizes and tells Jim he's just admiring the view.
Well.
Jim tells Eddie he better be. What happens next?
Oh, sorry. I was just admiring the view.
There's a better view here between my legs.
Ooh. Mind if I check it out?
I'd mind it if you didn't.
So what happens next?
I think, Eddie is
So
the first one?
Eddie's out for a hike. He stumbles upon Jim.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
So Eddie blows Jim.
Eddie blows him.
Oh, yeah, it's between his legs. I mean, it would be, yeah.
You're right, Tom.
Whoa!
Eddie
let's go.
blows Jim. Eddie sucks that cock.
Yeah.
Okay?
I knew it.
So this one's going to be a tough one. This is a curveball. Okay? Because I know last time we did this, it was all about sucking cock, and a couple things happened, and I tried to throw you off, and you were on the scent.
Top of my game.
Okay.
Well, it's even harder now with all the creatine. So
True.
Yeah.
But this one's going to be tough, okay?
Okay.
So this one's called I'm Tired of These Motherfucking Karens on This Motherfucking Plane, okay? This one's going to be tough, okay?
Okay.
So this one's going to be really tough for you.
Wow. That's a dated reference for the kids out there. They're not going to know what that.
That's
a reference.
Samuel L. Jackson, Snakes on the Plane,
Yeah,
okay?
Snakes on the Plane.
So Joe is on a long flight, and he's looking for some R&R as well as some C&B, okay?
sure.
He calls over Steve, the sexy steward. The conversation is interrupted by Karen, the bitch of the skies.
Karen.
Steve tells Joe he's got to help Karen, but he'll be back. What happens next?
Hey, is there anything I could get you, sir?
Excuse me.
That's
This
Karen.
pillow smells soiled.
Karen.
And this gin and tonic doesn't have enough ice. And I need a pair of earplugs because the sound of people breathing triggers my anxiety.
Karen is a cockblock.
I should go take care of her.
When you're finished, you should come back and take care of me.
With the sexy guitar to close us out, Tom. So what happens next after
Anytime today.
Steve helps out Karen? So what happens with Joe and
be
Steve
right back.
when Karen's taken care of?
So
Or does Karen join?
It doesn't sound like Karen's up for that. I don't know. She seems to have a lot of hangups. So I'm gonna say that. Wait. So Steve is the steward.
Steve is the steward. Steve is the sexy steward.
Sexy steward.
Joe
So-
is the passenger.
He's gonna come back and take care of Joe. So I'm gonna say that Steve comes back and sucks Joe's cock.
So Steve actually had sex with Karen.
Whoa,
Yes,
really?
Steve has sex with Karen.
Okay.
Joe watches
Oh, okay.
and then jerks off. So you didn't see that coming?
I didn't see that coming.
No.
I'm not gonna tell the people how to do their job. That doesn't seem that realistic, given the. I don't think that they were true to the characters.
He says something to Karen about like, I'm gonna give you some. I'll give you something to help you sleep,
Oh, and then it's his dick.
and it's his dick.
Yeah.
Because basically, Steve's a good steward.
I guess. Yeah. Whoa. He's like very helpful.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't listen. The clip is out of context. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like
it's out of
maybe there
context.
was more.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah. Maybe there was more character development. I don't mean to. Yeah. Those people are doing their jobs. I should have said that. I take that back. I apologize.
They're high in the sky. They're flying. Who knows? Cross
Yeah.
country, across the
No,
globe.
you're right. And again, there could have been a lot of character development before that, where we really know. We see inside everybody's soul, Karen's and Steve's and Joe's, and yeah.
Absolutely.
I apologize.
All right. So this is another curveball. All right. This is a change up. Okay.
Yeah.
So William has a PSA to share about the dangers of doing drugs.
Okay.
Okay. So William shares a PSA about the dangers of doing drugs and offers a scenario he thinks we can all relate to.
Oof.
What happens next?
This is Bill Cosby. Now that everybody has told you about the dangers of doing drugs, I'd like to tell you about some of the benefits. Just imagine yourself unconscious.
So what happens? What happens next after this guy, Bill Cosby, shares a PSA about the dangers of doing drugs, and he offers a scenario about somebody passing out?
I would say next is non-consensual sex followed by an acquittal.
That is accurate, Tom. Gold star.
Got that one.
You
Yep.
nailed that one.
Yep, I could tell from old Bill's voice there that
You fucking nailed
Yep,
that.
I got that one.
You nailed that. You were ready for my curveball.
Yep.
See, I told you you were an
Yep, that's
athlete.
the top of my game. Yeah,
You're
oh, that's true. Yeah,
You're an
I hit
athlete.
that out of the park.
Okay.
Paul's even muscle or no?
You were killing that one.
Yep.
Okay, so the last one we have here is called Caught in the Act.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Ooh, spicy.
You know I like to get the good acting last.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So last one we had, the last one was the Goodfellas of gay porn.
Yep.
This one's pretty good too. Okay.
okay.
So Freddie has had his suspicions, but today they were confirmed as he walked in on his lover Derek
Poor Freddie.
and their mutual friend Brad getting a little handsy in the kitchen. Tempers flare and Freddie storms off. What happens next?
Well, isn't this cozy?
Aren't you late for a flight back to LA?
Blake, I was just giving him a friendly
Save it,
kiss.
slut. I smell a rat. Just because you smell one doesn't mean you're gonna find one. I found you, didn't I? So you must have been putting out quite a stink yourself.
Hey, watch the shoulder. This isn't a freeway.
It isn't? Oh, I'm sorry. I could have swore I saw your taillights flashing.
So he storms off after that. Okay, so Freddie storms off. What happens next? So it was actually, I made a mistake. So it was Blake and Brad.
So Blake and Brad
are left, and Freddie storms off.
And Freddie storms off.
Yep.
Freddie is serving the C word, which it's not on my word.
No.
He's got a lot of attitude.
He's pretty pissed.
Yeah, he storms off.
Yeah.
And Blake and Brad, I would guess that Blake and Brad have some pretty aggressive gay sex.
So they make fun of him. They call him a bitch.
Yep.
For the next 2 minutes of the scene, and then Blake basically says that Freddie never treated him right.
Oh yeah.
And then they make pasta, and then they have sex.
Okay. All right. So I skipped a couple steps, but yeah.
Then they have sex.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's basically what happens.
Yeah.
So that's out of context. Yeah, 3 for 4.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So that's out of context gay porn, Tom, and that is brought to you by Prisco dildos. If you're not using a Prisco, you're just fucking yourself.
It's the best in New England. Congrats to them.
Best in New England.
Best in New England.
Yeah, they're doing really good right now.
It's tough to compete with Florida dildos and.
No, those are really good.
Yeah,
those are really good. But they're making a name for themselves, and their podcast is doing great. The Better In Law podcast. I'm really proud of them. So that's that. So I think we did a pretty good job on the pod tonight.
I thought it was great.
I think it was good. We did about an hour.
Nice.
I think we did about an hour, so I'm really happy about that. And it's time for everybody's favorite, the close and the plugs. So Tom, as always, I'd like you to do your close and your plugs.
So I would like to thank Bernthal. I kind of took a shot at Bernthal last time.
Yeah.
And I did see a clip of Bernthal in Wolf of Wall Street, and he was electric in that, and it made me kind of appreciate him again.
Did you see the photos of him online? He's ripped again. I mean, he's always ripped. He's doing a bunch of creatine.
Yeah, he probably takes a lot of creatine. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we
can ask him about that when he comes to the pod.
Well, he dropped out of NYC Comic Con.
Oh, really?
And there were rumors that he was going to be here tonight to do the pod. Those rumors obviously were not true. But if anybody knows John Bernthal, any of our 400 plus listeners that we have now, all over the globe, and Portugal now.
Portugal, yeah.
But any of our listeners who know John Bernthal and just want to get him on, we're huge fans.
Yeah.
This is not a bit.
Yeah. No, he's electric. He's great.
The truth of this podcast is we're actually doing it to get John Bernthal on.
That's the whole point. Yeah. It's like a psyop. Yeah.
This is exactly why we're doing it. So, Bernthal, if you're listening, come on the podcast.
And no thank you to Toronto Rob, obviously.
And to the Greek, if you do come on, no dry runs.
That's I would allow the dry run. I'm kind of a pushover, but that's up to you.
What if we did 30 minutes of compelling on air stuff?
I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine either way. So just let the dry run happen, and then if she wants to delete it, she wants to delete it. But it's whatever. It's up to you. I don't know.
Well, you're the captain and the bear, as we've learned tonight.
That's true.
So from Bobby Vito and Tom the Bear, get that honey. I'd like to thank Dean Corsi for this absolute fire theme song. And you can email Tom and I at divorcewithfriends@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at DivorceWFPod, Instagram at DivorceWithFriends. Podbean will distribute to all locations: Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, iHeart. Like, subscribe, smash, review. Please review. We'd like those 5 stars. If you have anything nice to say it. If not, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming around. Bye Bear.
Bye-bye.